Hey everybody, it's Jochen Heiden, and I'm back with the Lodrik versus Heiden campaign. This is War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. This is the 5th of March 1942, turn 89. So let's get into it and see what happened this turn. Okay, here we go. March 5th, 1942. Just keeping this thing going. Alright, so he grabbed Sibuyan in the Philippines without a fight. Got some coast watchers here reporting activity. What? Oh! Oh, that's not good. Oh, no. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You oh, yeah. Yeah, these, yeah, this is not good. You know, I was wondering, like, where has Lodrik been with all these ships? I've been moving stuff into Perth for a while, and I was like, man, when's he gonna come down to Perth and deal with it? Well, he just did. So this is a real shame. This is a real shame. Yeah, so he's got a full cruiser task force here. Look at this. He's got the Mizuho, which is used for spotting, 4 heavy cruisers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 destroyers. This is a sizable force. I got nothing out here that could even remotely come close to challenging this right now. So that changes things very much for me. Oh man, this is bad. I don't think we need to sit here and watch this, right? I think we know how this is gonna go, right? Good night, guys. Oh man, what a slaughter! Oh man, I've had the Lark since like turn 1. Look at that. He used up a lot of ammo though, which is good. It might send him home, but definitely does not bode well for us. How did he find us out here in the middle of nowhere? I don't know. This seems kind of sketchy. How in the world did he find us this far out? Come on. Oh, come on. Come on. Are you kidding me? A light cruiser. We hit the light cruiser with the Mark 14 torpedoes. Oh, man, look at this. That's so juicy. 4 torpedoes and we get a hit and nothing. I would have loved to have sunk that Tetsuda. Oh. So this is in between Rebal and Truck. All he's got is patrol boat escorting. The Cachalot gets away, but dang it. Do we even have ships left? What's even survived out of that? Okay, so no night strikes at all. That ship's so done. I can't believe one ship even survived that. Oh, it's sunk. Oh, there it goes. That is it. Oh, man. We got... Well, I asked for this, didn't I? Didn't I say last video? Man, why isn't he going after Perth? Well, I jinxed myself. Aha! Now we are here to deal out some punishment. So Encounter actually has... There we go, look at that. Already taking hits. The Encounter has a fantastic ASW suite on it. And I intentionally sent it out because of that. That being said, we're not really doing much damage here. Oh, there's another hit. Alright, so we get 2 hits on the I-16. Probably not enough to sink it. But, you know, at least we damaged it. At least he knows we're not messing around down here. Alright, and I got more ASW here. These AMCs basically can't do much of anything at all, but they keep the subs pinned down, which is what I'm trying to do right now. The captain of RO-62 elects not to launch torpedoes at this target. Well, it's a good thing, because if they'd hit, one torpedo would have vaporized either one of these ships. Okay, we're going AM phase now. Alright, we're getting some good sightings here. Alright, so Lodrik's back to flying missions in China. Starting with a sweep here, and you know why he's sweeping here, right? There's going to be a hailstorm of bombers coming in, you can bet. He's going to obliterate those guys as they leave Pinseong. Yep, another sweep. He's sweeping because it's preceding a large bombing attack. You can bet. Just wait. You're going to see 100 bombers or more hit this hex. Okay, AM, well, maybe I take that back. AM phase was pretty quiet. Okay, interesting. Ooh, nice. Looks like we hit a, we may have hit a Japanese sub, and that sub, those are B-26s doing that. All right, so we swept over Chiang Mai, and he's got nothing there. Okay, get some B-17s coming in from Rangoon to hit Chiang Mai. Get a couple hits in there. Severe storms over target will limit the damage we can inflict. Okay, more B-17s. So the reason why I'm sending these B-17s, someone on my Discord suggested that, well, we were talking about night bombing, right, and how ineffective it's been for me. And one of the reasons that it's ineffective is my bomber pilots just aren't very experienced, and low experience and night bombing leads to missing the target. So he said, well, why don't you find a target that's easier for them to hit just to get them some experience? And I'm like, oh, yeah, what? Hit Chiang Mai. So there it is. That's the PM phase. Really bizarre that he's not using any bombers. And, oh, that ship just sank. Okay, so the encounter is back to work at Wellington, working on the I-2 now. And this time nothing happens with that. Oh, man. Amphibious landing at Norfolk Island? What? Are you kidding me? You gotta be kidding me. Wow. Oh, that's bold. Lodrik is landing at Norfolk Island in between New Zealand and Noumea. Are you gotta be joking, right? Wow. That's bold. Alright. So, we got some ground combat here. Looks like 2 armored regiments are taking Lahat. So that's definitely inbound. These 2 units are inbound to Palembang, you can bet. A tank regiment and a recon regiment. These might even just be enough to take it on their own. Alright, so he's attacking Pinsiong. One division, a couple brigades. Alright. We left there already, so it's like no big deal. And then Prabumuli, he's taking this base, which I figured that he would. Man, that's the so we literally have one base left on Sumatra now. I feel like I jinxed myself saying all that stuff I said last. Ooh, Kumak size 7. Okay, that's big. That's a very important bomber base for me, or it will be, if it's not already. Okay, that Henley was a destroyer that I intentionally put in for upgrade, since we got nothing going on down there that I need it to be doing. This turn was definitely interesting. Alright, I'm getting some more reinforcements on the map, but I do believe the bulk of those are units that I bought out. Alright, let's analyze this. Man. Man. You guys see what I see? Absolutely nothing. Just open ocean because there's no ships left out here. They're dead. All those ships, all those men. Commerce rated. Let's dive into this turd sandwich of a turn. Alright, aircraft losses today. Lodrik returns a favor. He takes no losses. We take 2. We lose a PBY 5A, which, again, I don't have a lot of PBYs to lose. And even more importantly, the Hurricane spotter recon plane. We lost one of those as well. And those are irreplaceable. I just don't have enough recon planes right now, and to lose one is a big loss. Top pilots, 1 wounded in action from that today. We'll take a look at those wounded pilots now. Alright, so it looks like this guy here, Oldridge, Trenchard, and more. Let's see if we get these guys back today. Okay, Oldridge looks like he's not going to come back anytime soon. See, we moved him from the group to the reserve, and he's not showing a return date. So we'll watch this, but it's likely we're not going to get him back. Let's see, Trenchard, he's coming back. That's good. And then Moore, he's coming back. So a few pilots we're getting back, and Moore is a good grab back. He has a lot of experience. 62 is pretty good. We'll take a peek at old Tanner B. Still nothing. I'll keep waiting. Let's see. Army lost points. Nothing significant today. There wasn't a lot of ground combat where we were involved there, so that's fine. Now, ship losses, another story. This was not a good day for us. Look at the points. Over 100 points of shipping loss this turn. The Peleus sank at Pago Pago. I kind of thought that it would, but those things are still worth so much to us. 32 points. That's a substantial loss in points. Now this is really bad. The British Energy and the British Duchess, 2 really good British tankers, right? They're gone, completely sunk, along with this AKE, which you also thought might sink, and it did at Pago Pago. Do that carrier raid. Yeah, not good. We had a bunch of these AKs here, these British AKs, which were pretty decent with good capacity. These were all sunk along with the Lark out in the middle of nowhere near Perth. I'll show you that to you in a map in just a second due to Lodrik's commerce raid. And then the Kilty, another American destroyer which we thought might sink, finally did go down at Pago Pago. So the raid on Pago Pago was very good for Lodrik. It ended up costing us at least 4 ships that were valuable ships that I'm not getting any replacements for anytime soon. And of course, the Japanese lose no ships. So this was just a bad day for ship losses. Here, take a look at it one last time. All right. So here's the point tally. Lodrik has completely gained back 200 points this turn. Is back at a 5,000 point lead. 5,100 points. He's got us in the lead by now. So he's turned things around again, and he's heading back in the right direction once again with the points. Man. All right. Since I'm already here, I just want to go ahead and address this right now. Obviously, the main action this turn was the complete destruction of this convoy that was leaving Perth. It was on its way back to Cape Town. It had dropped off fuel and supplies at Perth. It sank more or less right here. And if you draw a line from Perth, right, you'll see that if you draw this line this way, it goes off map into this penalty box, and that's when you go back towards Cape Town. So right around here is where the convoy was intercepted. Now, at first, I was very upset here. I was like, "What the heck? This is suspicious. This is some BS. What's going on here?" And I was suspicious enough because it's so far out to sea and so far away from Perth that it just seems unfathomable that it could be spotted here. But just to for my own personal knowledge, I went back to the previous turn and I looked at it, and the convoy which was here had a detection level of 10 out of 10, which clearly indicates they were spotted as of last turn. I did not see that, so I had a chance to maybe disperse the convoy and send it in a million different directions to try to break that attack up, and I didn't do it. So Lodrik is using Jake float planes on a CS, which is like a seaplane tending ship. He can be up to 10 hexes away in a big 10 hex circle and find anything with that. So he could have been over here and found the convoy here. He could be all the way over here. He could be all the way over here. He could have been anywhere in a huge area and spotted that convoy. So it was spotted as of last turn, and I did not see that. So it is very conceivable now, having looked at this, that Lodrik is just out here in a big, huge circle. And you know what? It does make sense that he's out here because he's not dumb. He knows if you're going into Perth from Cape Town, this is the likely path that they're going to take, right? The game automates that because it's the path of least resistance or least distance. So he just needs to set up out here and he can find stuff. So I got outfoxed, pure and simple. I can't really point fingers at Lodrik. I can't call it malfeasance or sketchy play. I mean, it's completely conceivable that he's using Surabaya as a base for cruisers, right? Or even Singapore, and he's launching them down here to raid our convoys, because most players do send stuff into Perth. I'm doing it, and he caught us. That being said, these guys need to turn away immediately. Look at this. These guys would be so dead right now. We're heading straight over here. Straight down. I hope I have the fuel for this. I cannot afford to lose these right now. Well, I'm going to do this for now. And right off the bat, that's telling me we may not have the fuel for this. So now that I have Lodrik raiding convoys out here in Perth, it really complicates things for me getting fuel in here. Yeah, I don't even know what to do. So we're going to have to figure out something better than this, because this is a mess. I can't do this. All right, let's get on with the rest of the turn here. I looked at the combat report already, and the only thing noteworthy that I want to point out is that he was doing some minesweeping here at Port Blair. And that's something you won't see during the animations, right? So he's got an AMC here doing some minesweeping. So it's definitely something we need to be aware of. That he's trying to clear the mines, and he's probably going to start bringing stuff into Port Blair to make this some sort of usable base for himself. All right, so looking briefly at SIGINT, a couple things I want to point out that are noteworthy is the 2nd Division moving to Singapore. I believe this was used on Java. And he's sending it back to Singapore, which suggests that he is potentially planning on that attack on Ceylon that we may have detected through SIGINT a couple turns ago. We have 2 detections of radio traffic at Rabaul that we'll take a look at. And we have a couple radio transmissions that are worth looking at. So we have this thing at 5384, which is right here. There's radio traffic here. So something's coming into Singapore this direction, but that's not uncommon at all. I don't know how important that would be. You're going to have a lot of ship traffic coming in and out of Singapore using this kind of routing here. The other one is at here, 6896. Heavy radio traffic here. And of course, my subs do nothing about it. He drives right over us. So if he had a convoy through here, our subs did not intercept it. It's like he almost like threaded a needle through here, right? These are our patrol range right now. These subs, man. I can't stand subs. I can't stand my subs. All right, so yeah, we already talked about a lot of stuff on the ops report. We already discussed the convoy getting blasted at Perth. The other little thing that I thought was kind of noteworthy was we're getting another RAF squadron of Hurricanes, which are always a welcome sight. These are Hurricane 1 trops, so not the 2B trops, but they're still good. They carry plenty of guns, and they have 10 in reserve, so we'll get this squadron back into the fight soon. We also had a few other units come on map this turn. A lot of these are units that I purchased back that were destroyed previously because I need engineers and aviation support, things like that. So I'm buying these units all back that were previously killed, and I'm going to be transporting them back into the fight in India. The last unit like that is going to be over here in San Francisco. This unit was previously at Clark Field. I do want this back because it's an armored unit. So I think here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and buy it like right now because it basically costs nothing to do it. There's nothing in the unit. So we're going to buy it, and we're going to transfer it over to probably where is it at? Where do I want to use this thing? I'll just put it with one amphibious core like everything else. So that's bought out, and now I can dispatch this thing. So we're going to go ahead and set this to upgrade and replace. And get, well, not upgrades for now. We're going to replacement, right? Get this thing built back up and get another armored unit back in the fight. All right, so that's all the stuff from the 3 reports that I like to look at. I'm trying to do this faster now, guys, so we're not scrolling through 10 minutes of ops report, right? I'm doing it for you so we can talk about the important stuff. Let's talk about the situation now. We'll start in China like we always do. We're still trying to get these guys out of here, but we knew he had units on this crossroads here, so he may just be waiting for us to come through. No real activity this turn up near Sion. I can't tell if this unit is moving forward or not. It does appear to have grown in strength, though, substantially. So he is moving forward, an armored and troop push breakthrough here. See, Sion's got 1 unit. These guys have 36. So he's moved everything out of Sion, and he's in here now. And we can expect a thrust either here or here. We got 2,000 AV there. We got 3,000 AV there. We're trying to balance it over, but it's going to be a rough one either way. I'm hopeful that we can hold out, but we're still building forts. We have supply issues here. The terrain is only ×2. It's just not a great situation. I'm worried that he's going to punch through at one of these hexes and we can't hold. So we'll keep an eye on that, but anyway, yeah, we can't hold. If he takes all these guys and he punches through here, this whole thing is going to collapse right in front of us. I'm going to have to bail at a land chow. We're going to have to fall back into the mountains here because I just can't afford to get flanked. So it's looking tough right now up in the north of China. And in the central part of China, he just took Pinxiang, but we gave that up for free. And unfortunately, we just gave him a nice air base that we've been building up for a while and a lot of fortification. We gave him a nice built-up base. I had to do it, though, because he's definitely going this way. I think I see the little arrow pointing this way again. So once he gets into this hex, we're going to be completely under threat of attack, either here or here, and I just can't afford that. So I had to pull all those troops out. I'm pulling all the troops out of here, and we're falling back to recover these 2 hexes. And we'll see what happens after that. And even then, we could still get flanked. So it's just, it's getting a bit untenable down here. And, you know, Lodrik doesn't have to use massive death stacks to win. He can split up and do stuff like this, right? And maneuver around us and be just as effective without having to stack a million troops in one hex. I can't believe it took him this many months of campaign time to figure out that he can maneuver around me and be effective. I've known it the whole time, but now he's apparently gotten smart to it too. So we have to try to guess where he's going and be strong there as best we can, even though it's really hard to do when all you have is clear terrain to defend on. That is no good for us. Over here in Burma, I already talked about the minesweeping at Port Blair. We are still driving towards Rahang. I have plans on taking Chiang Mai and Pesanukolokle and Uttaradit. One concern that I have here is that the amount of aircraft at Bangkok, he's going to get wise to the fact that we're going heavy in Rahang. And if he wants to unleash this torrent of death and destruction here, 180 bombers, 100 fighters at Rahang, he could easily do it, and we'd be hard pressed to cover that right now. Because Rangoon has all the fighters, we don't have the aviation support to support these guys directly, so we'd have to fly long range cap, and it's just very costly, and pilot fatigue and aircraft fatigue, ops losses will be high if we do that. But I think we need to start considering flying some long range cap over a hang, because it's sticking out like a sore thumb now, and it's well within range of Bangkok. And look at what he's got there, a lot of aircraft. All right, so we don't really see any other activity out here right now. We did see some radio traffic out here a previous turn, which is, I believe, to be a sub. But I'm going to be redistributing a PBY unit to Adu, just to make sure we cover the approaches all through here. Having now just dealt with convoy commerce raiding down here, he can easily do that up here too. He can just come along the edge of the map, go around Colombo, right? And right up the edge of the map and get up in here in our soft underbelly in the Arabian Sea. So I am going to put a PBY unit in Adu just to kind of safeguard him trying to flank around us, since I know he's back up to doing those sorts of things. In Palembang, he grabbed these two bases here, and we literally only have one base left on Sumatra that belongs to us, and that's Palembang. He's saving the juiciest one for last. It's just a matter of time before he gets in here. These three units probably have enough power to get into Palembang. They're going to shock attack across this river. Where is it? Shock attack across this river and probably wipe these guys out in one hit, because these troops are garbage. Nothing good here. And then that will complete the full conquest of Sumatra. So I thought he might have been going for Kendari, Makassar, but once again he's just kind of bouncing around, and now we have this thing. This task force moving east. I swear he's baiting us into something. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if I want to take that bait or not, guys. It's I have the bombers to attack this. I don't know if I want to. I just feel like it's a trap. I think he's driving ships through here knowing that I'm going to attack with my crappy bombers, and he's going to have fighter cover from Ternate, Balikpapan, this thing just eat us alive. So I'm really going to have to watch that and make a decision if this is worthwhile to attack. I feel he's just doing this to bait us, though, you know? Dang it. All right, up here, everything's fine for now. We see this ship here. It appears to be an AMC moving southeast, which is this direction. I don't know exactly where he's going and why, but he's heading this way. We're continuing to build up at Kopang. We got some more engineers coming in here, more infantry from Darwin. I am really determined to make this base viable for us, so we're going to keep building it up and get ready for using this to power project. So again, we've already talked about the convoy situation at Perth, and you know what? I should slap myself for bringing this this bad juju onto myself. I said this last turn, like, hey, I wonder why he's not going after Perth. We haven't seen him come down here for 3 months. I wonder what he's doing. Well, he did come down here and he destroyed a convoy and cost us a lot of points. So, yeah, Perth is no longer safe. All these convoys out here are now in danger, and we need to figure out how to get them the heck out of the danger zone. Yeah, it's not good. And I do have this convoy at direct risk of being destroyed. So I'm going to have to figure out a better routing than this, because this is not... this is not going to work. This is what I need to do, but it's not going to work. So I'll have to figure out a better way to do this. And any subsequent convoys going into Perth, I need to really reconsider, because I have nothing out here that can stop that. 4 heavy cruisers, 6 destroyers. I got nothing out here that will deal with that. And I'm not going to for a long time. So it's probably in my best interest to not send convoys down here for a while. And that's going to be a problem, which I'm about to show you. So looking over here, things are more or less quiet on the coast of Australia. We got a convoy in Port Moresby last turn just to bring a little bit of stuff in there that I needed. Avoided the subs, which is great. Over here, remember how I had the Sumatra? And these guys, I set them on... I was expecting his destroyer to come up this way back towards Rabaul, but I think he turned right to join with these guys, which I just now spotted, and these guys are heading west. And they have spotter planes up because we just got spotted. So now I'm aborting this whole activity here. These guys are going to head right back to Townsville to rearm. Or refuel, rather. These guys are going to head right back to Brisbane, and we're going to get the heck out of here. I don't know what this is, but I am concerned that it's something heavy. Maybe some cruisers, something like that. The problem is that the Sumatra is low on fuel, and I don't have enough fuel to run at full speed very long. Let me see if we even can. We can get 12 hexes, so I think we may want to just go for Bundaberg. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to run at full speed to get to Bundaberg, just to get away from these guys. And then we can refuel here. I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah, but these guys sorted out from Luganville because we were spotted, and I think he just realized what we were trying to do with that single ship. I really thought we'd be able to catch it by now, but he made a hard right turn and got away. So this one really caught me off guard. Lodrik just attacked Norfolk Island, and it's right smack in the middle of Noumea and New Zealand. What he's able to do with it, I have no idea. The basin itself is basically hardly developed at all. He may be able to operate some seaplanes out of here, but not much else. The port capacity makes it almost impossible to land anything here. So I don't really know why he would pick this base to do this with, other than to be annoying. Because it really doesn't help him. Well, it could, I guess, for spotting, but it's going to be hard for him to defend that. Once I do have some stuff down here that can do some damage, I can come in here and bombard the ever-living snot out of this thing and really make it a mess for him. So we'll see what his goal is with this. I don't really understand it, but there he is. He managed to get a task force of troops on here, and I never saw it coming, which is, again, a little upsetting to me that he was able to get troops all the way to Norfolk without me seeing it, because he had to drive through a lot of naval search all through here to do it, and he did it. This naval search has been sucking wind. So yeah, now we got to deal with him owning Norfolk Island, which should be our base, something we should be protecting, but I just don't have the ships out here to handle this right now. So we did get some, like I mentioned earlier, we did get some good SIGINT that Rabaul got some radio traffic, and sure enough, we spotted now we know exactly what he's got. 20 fighters, 22 like seaplanes, 18 ships in port. I'm gonna act on this. This is good. I think we can do something with this. So Port Moresby might be the host of some bombers here next turn, and I think we're going to go ahead and try a night bombing port strike on Rabaul. I think we might be able to blow some stuff up in the harbor. So good job, Sigyn, for letting me know what I'm dealing with here. I can totally deal with 20 fighters. That's not a concern. At Luganville, we know that he's moving more troops in here, and he's also got something trying to get into Nemea. Afate, he has it. I don't know why, what he wants to do with this. And here is the last big story that I am really perturbed about. He didn't hit Pago Pago a third time, which is smart. You really should not repeat attacks. You may be able to get away with it maybe twice if you know that the enemy has nothing to counter. But after 3 turns of that, he's almost certain to know that I'm going to move some stuff out there. So, of course, I move these fighters out here, and he's gone, right? And now his carriers are here, moving towards the edge of the map. That's concerning because I've already had to reroute ships as it was to get away from him near New Zealand. And now he's heading southeast, which is this direction. And yeah, there may be some stuff down there. At this point, I'm going to have to really start being a little more careful with my OPSEC again. I was getting a little loose about showing you guys where my convoys were at, where they're going, what they're doing. I got to be more careful because it's a little curious to me that Lodrik goes from over here to over here, destroys stuff at Pago, and now has the wherewithal to know to move down this way. How does he know to move this way? And the timing is just curious to me. So I'm not suggesting necessarily any kind of foul play here, but it's enough to make me scratch my head. And I wonder how Lodrik knew the timing to start moving southeast now. I don't know. So I got to be more careful showing you guys where my convoys are at. If you want to know where they're at, come to my Discord. Ask for permission to join the Allied side, and I'll show you that there. I feel more comfortable talking about things there because at least I know who it is that's seeing it. On these YouTube videos, I have no idea who's watching it. For all I know, Lodrik is watching it. I strongly doubt it because I think he's an honest player, but you can't be sure, right? And we don't have a delay, and I'm not going to have a delay at this point in the campaign, right? It's too late for that. So I'm just going to have a little more OPSEC and not show you guys everything on the map. So yeah, we got the carriers here, and they are moving southeast, and that's very concerning. So I will take appropriate action to try to mitigate that, but it's not good. Oh, and by the way, he's got subs down here too at Rarotonga. Why he has them here, I have no idea, but they're here. Maybe this is another invasion. Oh, I know what he's doing. Maybe he's just trying to move down here and take this base so he can have a seaplane base down here or something. I don't know. I don't even want to speculate. All I know is that this is not good timing for me, okay? And I'll leave it at that. Okay. Yeah, this turn sucked. There's no good way around it. It sucked. We lost a lot of ships off of Perth, and, you know, I jinxed myself by even suggesting that he should come down here, and he did. The stuff that we lost at Pago Pago was no good. They were good ships, and now they're gone. China's still looking like a big junk sandwich with him moving potentially towards these hexes to blow us out of here and to flank us at Changsha, so that's not good. I was feeling good about my attack into Thailand, and then I keep looking at this and realizing that we're not really supported for this. We don't have the air cover right now to protect our troops, so if he wants to really get at us, all he's got to do is start bombing the crap out of us with 200 bombers, and we're really in trouble. So I'm a little worried about things. And let me leave you with this thought. I need Australia to be strong so I can deal with stuff in the South Pacific. And we don't have immediate supply concerns. Okay? Look at Sydney. We got lots of fuel, lots of supplies. But that won't last forever. Okay? One thing we don't have is a lot of troops. And you have to ship those in. But now, basically, the route into Perth is completely cut off. There is no getting into Perth anytime soon. While I know he's got cruisers hanging out here. And honestly, he's just got to park it right here and let those seaplanes do all the work. He doesn't even have to move that cruiser task force anytime soon. He can just leave it here and let the spotters do the work. The only thing that's going to limit him is ammo, and he did expend a lot of ammo in this convoy, but he can stay for a while. And now I can't move supplies and fuel and things into Perth, not for a while. Okay, so this route is effectively cut off. And on top of that, we have Lodrik operating subs out here, carriers over here, and now carriers over here. So essentially, my routes to bring stuff in from the United States to Australia, Noumea, New Zealand are now almost cut off too. So I can't bring supplies into Australia from the East Coast. So he's blockading me on both sides. And he's doing it far out. He's not hugging the coast because he's not stupid. He doesn't want to get too close to my aircraft. And I do have some cruisers and stuff in Sydney. But he's blockading me way out in weird, austere, and remote locations. And I just don't have the stuff to stop him. I don't have the carriers down here. I don't have battleships. I don't have cruisers except in Sydney, and they're not doing me any good out there. I don't have the stuff I need to protect my convoy, so I can't send them anymore. So that means that this whole South Pacific area is now on their own until I get more ships out here to help. And when is that going to be? It could be months. So things are starting to get a bit dicey down here again. So I did ask for this, right? I did say I wanted it, and now I got it. I splashed a little cold water in Lodrik's face about a month ago, and now he's really coming back alive. And I'm glad that he is, because it's making for an entertaining campaign, but it's making my job really hard too. So I hope you're enjoying this, and I hope you enjoyed watching all my ships get blown up. I didn't, but I hope you did. So as always, thanks for watching this. Thanks for supporting me and Lodrik, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to join Discord. You're missing out.